Welcome back to the video series. In this video we're going to be talking about creating pages in your blog and your website. And so if we are here on the dashboard, we just come over to the menu and we click Pages. And this screen will show you all the pages that you have. And you can search by date. We just installed this version of WordPress, so there's nothing, there's no prior dates, and so I can't really search for anything other than this month. But when you have your blog or website set up and time goes by, you can do that function. You can also search for words and phrases and different things on your pages, which is really helpful once you start getting a lot of pages. If you decide that you want to delete a page, you can do it quickly just by hovering your mouse underneath the title of the page. If you're going to delete several pages, then you could click there and do the bulk action tool. So we are going to actually get rid of the sample page. That is what comes standard in WordPress. So I am going to move that to the trash. It's super easy. Just click on it. So that's in the trash. So you can just leave it there. And if you want to permanently delete it, then you can click on the trash and then delete permanently. You can also restore it. So if you accidentally put something in the trash, you can restore it. I'm going to go ahead and delete permanently. And so I want to come back over here to all. And so we have a contact page. And we already put that contact form there when we did the plugin video. So let's create a few more pages. So just click Add New. And we're going to create a blog page. And we are going to come down here, and the default template, we are going to choose the blog template for this. And so that means that on this page, the future posts that we create will just be stacked on top of each other, which is how blogs look normally. It's just, the blog posts are just stacked on top of each other. And so we're going to click that, and we're not going to write anything here because WordPress is going to automatically generate that content. So we're going to publish it. So if we look at it, we can click this, and I'm going to click that to open up in a new tab. So right now the only post that we have is the Hello World, which is the standard post that comes with WordPress. And so that's the only thing we see right now is just the standard post. But once we get more posts, they'll be stacked on top of each other with the newest one being on top. And that's going to be the blog page. But we're also going to need an about page. So we're going to click Add New. And we're going to put About. I'm just going to write some sample text. This is a lot like working with any type of word processing software, like if you've used Microsoft Word or anything like that. You can just type out your text. Whoops, I misspelled that. And then you can go back and you can make things bold or italic. If you don't want it bold or italic, just hit it again. You can center things. I'm going to go back to that. This right here opens up another toolbar, and you can change the color of things. You can change the size of things. You can do all kinds of stuff. Just like, like I said, it's a lot like a regular word processing software. If you wanted to insert a link, you would just highlight where you want the link to be. Whoops. Just highlight it. And then you click the link button and you can put in your link. You can open it in a new tab. If you wanted to have a numbered list, well, that's a bulleted one. Or if you wanted to have numbers. If you didn't want it, just click it again. So you can do all kinds of stuff. There's a block quote. So you can do all kinds of stuff. So you can play around with it, and when you're writing your posts, you can certainly enhance things by changing the color and doing all of that stuff. You do want to think of the reader, of course, so you want to make sure that it looks good when the reader's reading it and it's not hurting their eyes. If you had, every line a different color and, it was crazy, people would be less apt to read it or maybe take you seriously. But of course, if you were going to bold, a certain sentence or, put that in a different color or put that in italics, that's going to let people know, hey, that's something I need to pay attention to. So that's fine, so definitely use that to your ability. And putting those lists in there, like the bulleted list, you do want to create some white space. When people are reading online, they don't blink as much as when they're reading, like a paper book. And so having that white space around your paragraphs and around your text, it makes it easier for the person to actually read it. So that's something to think of. So keep your paragraph short, put in bulleted text, use the bold and italics and different things when you need to create emphasis, and just play around with it. And so I am going to just copy this. I'm going to make this look like it has more paragraphs. If I can. And then we'll publish it. And I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so now we're going to hit publish. And we will come over here, open up in a new tab. Okay, so that's how that looks. Now, the sidebar, we're going to talk about how to customize that when we talk about widgets. But I want to show you what happens when you come back over here. So this is your page that you've created, the About page, and you'll see that this theme has some different options for template. And so you could choose to have a landing page with this theme. So we'll come back over here, we'll refresh the screen, and you can see that it changed. And that is because we made this a landing page, and so it took out the top navigation, the title of the blog, the website, took out the sidebar, took out all of that stuff. And so that's really handy if you are creating sales pages and landing pages and different things. You might want to look for a theme that has a landing page template. It's going to vary by theme. So you're going to want to pay attention to that. There are also some plugins that you can purchase, and there's there's a whole variety. And I'm sure that A, I've never heard of all of them, and B, I've certainly never tried all of them, so I can't tell you which plugin you'll like the best. But there are plugins that create landing pages and different things to help you customize them and design them. So if you are interested in creating those landing pages and the theme that you like doesn't have that option, you may want to get one of those plugins that helps your WordPress act differently. Like we talked about on the plugin video. It's like an app for your blog. It makes your blog do different things. So that is how you create pages. It's super simple. You just create your text and you hit publish. And we're going to talk about the featured images in a future video. There's going to be different settings down here depending on which theme you choose and which plugins you have installed. Sometimes You could have different SEO plugins that have different options. So this portion may look a little bit different depending on what you have installed. For example, this theme has quite a few different layouts, and so you could choose to have a specific layout just on this page, if you wanted to. So if you wanted to click and have this layout, watch what happens. So I clicked that layout, which adds a second sidebar. So we're going to come up here, we're going to update. We'll go to the page, hit refresh, and see it added another sidebar there. And that doesn't change the rest of the blog. This just changes that specific page. And so we could come back, and if we wanted to have no sidebars but keep the header in there, we could choose that layout and click update, refresh our screen. So there's no sidebars, but there is this example of a blog title there still. So that header is still there. Whereas with the landing page, it took everything out. See, so that's gone again. So again, it just depends on your specific blog if it's going to have all of those different features, and that's just something for you to look at when you are choosing your blog. I think it's nice to have the different features available if you want them. I'm going to hit update again. And then in the next video we're going to talk about posts, which is quite the same thing, but there are a few different things that we're going to bring up when it comes to posts. So that's going to be in the next video.